Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. It appears that hossballs, the driver of the GW Tiger down below, is actually loading into the games very, very late indeed. The GW Tiger, the Tier 9 German SPG made from the Tiger 2, not the Tiger 1, and he's located on the north spawn of Siegfried Line, and he's just entered the battle. And it looks like he's got the 21cm howitzer. Yep, 900 alpha, 53mm pin, and 11.4 meters on the damage radius, and 12.5 to 31 seconds of stun. Okay, that P-44 Pantera looked around the corner and then immediately pulled back. I think he realizes that if he actually came around the corner, he'd be in deep trouble. Okay, so we're looking over here at the moment. There's an Emil 2 and a Type 68. Now, from the current position, you can actually get good shots on that particular corridor there, which leads to the south side. And enemy tanks like to take up a position so that they can stop our guys dominating the gates. And if they can dominate the gates, they can get a foothold. Okay, there's only one Arty on the enemy teams, also a GW Tiger. And we're now looking at the Scorpion, who obviously knocked a tree over. So I don't think he's the only one on that position. But he has taken some damage now, 137 hit points. Yeah, from the way that tree's been knocked down, there's a pretty good chance that there's another enemy on that position. And the Scorpion couldn't get into the corner where he'd like to be. So our guys out in the field have already taken some damage. The Progetto 46 has lost 3/4 of his health, or 2/3 of his health, depending on your point of view. And now we've got a clean shot on this Pantera. Just dialing in, almost loaded. Rounds out. Unfortunately, he hit the bunker, not the Pantera, and so he was saved by the concrete there. Oh, that guy went down very quickly. The Borsig just derped the AMX 65 ton and he exploded. He's gone. Now we're still trying to get that Pantera. Only seconds away from shooting. You only get 15 rounds of ammunition in the GW Tiger, but you can make them work. Rounds out. Oh, he knew a shell was coming in, so he immediately changed position to avoid being hit. Okay, well, the thing is, there are some enemy tanks that he can aim at, but not very easily from this position. It might be easier for hossballs to actually move and change position, maybe move inland towards his own cap, or move to the east, I'd say. Yep, he's back in that position again, that Pantera. He knows, but watch when we fire. He'll probably change position straight away. Yes, but not quickly enough to lose. He lost 161. So he does have Arty warning, so he is getting alert when the shell is inbound. That's how he was actually able to move out the way so quickly. Okay, we've got a batch at 12 ton just hiding behind the bunker. So we can wake him up with a shell. The burst radius is good enough to actually put some serious damage onto him, because it is... Rounds out. It's quite substantial, but unfortunately the shell hits the bunker, and again he's shielded from the explosion. He's looking around for a target. Well, we've now got an SU-130 PM in the general area where the Pantera was. We might be able to put a shell near that Type 68. Could give it a go. Wouldn't be worth firing through the window, but he fires the round in. He does get some splash on the Type 68. It would not have been worthwhile shooting at the window, because it is more than likely the shell would have exploded on this side of the building, and then it would have stunned the CC-1 Mark II and the Leopard prototype just when they didn't want to be stunned. that Scorpion has been badly damaged. In fact, now he's out the game. I'm pretty sure that he's not the only one there. Just as the Type 68 here on this corner has actually got the T30 for help. And he's come out to the open, so rounds out. Good solid hit, damages both tanks at the same time. 500 hit points of damage and another 500 stun assist there. Okay, out in the field, we can still see that batch at 12 ton, but you can see that several of our players have actually been badly damaged, and I think it's that SU-130PM who's actually doing it. Our TNH is trying to move up and get shots on that SU-130PM. We fire one in to see if we can stun the SU-130. He is there, and he might have actually suffered some damage there. You can see where the shell crater is. It's only a short distance away from where he was last seen. And now the TNH is moving in to get the kill shot if he can. When he gets one in, can he get the second? And in fact he does, with 50 TP kills him instead. Okay, we've got two enemies over here. Strip 1030 and the batch at 12 ton. Rounds out on the strip. Good solid hit, 345. Of course, that's a non-penetrating shot, but we're two up on the enemy now. The strip's starting to take damage. We're not getting any stun assist. He obviously got rid of the stun very, very quickly to avoid being handicapped. But that batch at 12 ton is badly damaged. And our ELC Evan 90 is also fairly light on the health. And he gets the kill, so there's only 3 enemy left in this game. There's the T30 in the town. He's just derped our CC1 Mark II. There's no shot through the window there, but there is a shot through the window there. But it's not an easy one. The T30 is out the game. 50 TP. Well, 50 TP got the kill, but there's the enemy Cobra, and he's fairly healthy. He's still got most of his health in this game, and of course, that's a 4-shot autoloader. No, we haven't got an easy shot on him. In fact, he's coming in our direction, so it might be worthwhile moving out into the field to get away from him. Because if he heads towards our cap, he could ambush a number of our tanks on the way in. The ELC's found the Ho-Re 2. Rounds out. And it's a solid hit. A direct hit for 341. And the Cobra is actually playing with our guys. He's actually going around the outskirts of the town. Now, can we get a shot on him? Well, we're not loaded yet. And we've only got 2 rounds of HE, then 2 rounds of the extra HE. And we did lose our teammate down in the south. The ELC Evan 90 got dipped by the Ho-Re 2. hossballs is trying to reposition himself so he can't be spotted. I'm wondering if it might be a better idea to actually set up an ambush. I think that might be what he's up to now. The Cobra he's literally taunting those guys. TNH, oh, the TNH goes down. Cobra got him. And that's the 50 TP versus the Cobra. And although the Cobra's lost some health, he's still a match for that 50 TP. Rounds out. He splashes him for 336. Now we could hide in this alcove, but this Arty's not very fast, only 45 kilometers an hour. It's one of the reasons why it's actually quite a good idea on the GW to actually get the turbo to speed it up just a little. Several of the heavier Artys, the tier 9s and tier 10s, Not the French ones. Obviously, they've got enough speed on their own, but certainly if you want these Artys to move quicker, much better to get the turbo, and that will speed things up. When it comes to some of the Artys, obviously, though, they do have vents or have the capability of having vents. And if you do have the vents, it might be worthwhile just getting the vents, the gun laying drive, and, of course, the rammer. Oh, no! The Ho-Ri-2's closing in on the 50 TP. And although he got the kill on the Ho-Ri-2, where is that Cobra? That's what I'm wondering right now. Four minutes left in the game. 2 versus 1. But it's that Cobra. That's what I'm worried about. No! Crumbs. 50 TP doesn't know where he is. Might be easy. Oh, the Cobra is behind him. He just got behind him. Luckily, the 50 TP only took 1 round. Can we get a shot into the Cobra as he comes around the corner? Rounds out. Well, he splashed him, and that would normally be enough. But unfortunately, the Cobra is an autoloader, and the 50 TP's just derped his lot, and he gets wiped out by the auto reload. Oh, not the auto reload, but the autoloader. Yes, if the enemy tank has an autoloader and more than 1 shell left in the mag, in the clip, then you have to be careful about not having to wait for a reload to go through. Now we've reloaded, and we've reloaded with the extra HE, so if we can get a shot at that Cobra, then we might be able to put him out of the game. He's knocked a tree down to give himself some cover. The Cobra will have some idea of where we are. Obviously, he's received enough hits from us already. Once when he was going through the gates of the town, and another when he came around that corner. And that was very unfortunate that it actually only splashed right next door to him instead of hitting him directly. I'm pretty sure he would have got the kill that won the game if it actually hit that Cobra. But now it's 1-on-1 with a very dangerous OP. He's been spotted. Ow! Well, he took a big hit there from the Cobra. But the question is, will the Cobra try to engage us now face to face? We've gone the other side of the ridgeline. He's going to have to come down somewhere nearby. Hossballs could go back into that little alcove next to the bunker and wait for the guy to come towards him. He won't be able to shoot him in the side that way, but if he actually was to come a little further up, somewhere down to his right, up on that ridgeline again, here he comes, trying to get a shot. He saw we were ready for him, so he spotted us. He won't want to go to the cap. If he does start capping, what he's going to worry about is if he does... Oh, we fired. So our last round, I reckon that might be Hossballs trying to get himself a Faden's medal. And the Cobra's probably thinking, oh, he's fired. He's not going to be reloaded in time. Now, will it work? Okay, he's coming towards us. Here we go. Get ready. He thinks we're loaded. Yep. The way we came forward there, he thinks we're loaded. And we're into the last minute. And now we are loaded. He's keeping his aim as low as he can. Some of these RTs don't have gun depression as such. This one only has 2 degrees of gun depression. Very, very low indeed. But you can get shots on enemy targets if you keep your aim very, very low. So aim ahead, just ahead of the vehicle, and it will get the maximum depression. The gun's not quite as high as it is on the Tiger 2, which of course does get much more gun depression. Well, we're taking him down to the wire. He's going to have to make a move. If he doesn't, it's going to be accepting a draw. And that's it. He has accepted a draw. hossballs used all his skill to get himself a draw in that game. He only got a third class mastery in the game, but there's a reason for that, and you'll see that later on. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in that game. He managed to get 12, and he got a Confederate because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. In fact, he didn't get a single kill in the game, but he came close several times. His win rate was 2,170, which is very good indeed, near to Unicum standard, but sadly he wasn't able to get a win. Now, I suspect that he did fire that round on purpose to actually try and entice the Cobra over the ridgeline and then to try and come at him so that he can then derp the guy at close range. I think that was his intention. Obviously, somebody less charitable would say that he fired it accidentally and then, oops, had to make up for it. But you could see that he was actually enticing the guy to come forward, making out that he was loaded, and it did make the Cobra pause because he thought that, yes, the Arty was reloaded very, very quickly. We can see that the highest damage in the game turned out to be the Cobra. He got a Radley Walters medal, high caliber, and a top gun, 5,378 hit points of damage. Second highest damage in the game turned out to be shared between the T-30 on the enemy team, who got 3,788, and the TNHT Viz 51 on our own team, who also got the same amount. And when it came to the third highest damage, well, I think we can count that was hossballs, because he managed to get 2,803 hit points of damage and, of course, picked up that Confederate. When it came to kills, well, yes, the Cobra got 9, one short of getting a Pools medal. Yes, and it's a pool with a P-O-O-L, actually, just to let you know. There is a place in the UK, a town, or rather, yes, it is a town, actually. I don't think it's a city. There is a city called Poole, which many of you may actually know because it's very close to the Tank Museum. If you ever do go to the Tank Museum, you probably have to go to Poole or round or near Poole. So, yes, it was a Pools medal. And he nearly got it, but denied because, of course, he didn't go for the kill. I think he thought that that hossballs was going to derp him and that he would get the shotgun and that would be the end of his game. And he didn't want to risk it, so he effectively realized that he already had at least 1 epic medal and 2 battle heroes, so he wasn't going to take it any further. And so it ended with a draw. When it came to the next highest kills, that was the 50 TP on our team and the Horitu on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, we can see that it's definitely the Cobra with 993. Second highest was the TNHT Viz 51 with 626. And the third highest, well, that went to the CC1 Mark II on our team, followed by their Batchat 12 ton on the enemy team, just 1 experience point slower. We can see that hossballs got 426, and he was beaten by 5 members of the enemy team and also 5 members of his own team, which means he's in 11th place when it came to base XP. So, detail. He fired 13 rounds. As I said at the start, you actually only get 15 rounds. So he did have more ammunition still remaining. So he wasn't up for a Fadens. But if he fired that last round, that would have been it would have been better if it had actually been directly at the target. I'm not sure which round it was that he had spare. I did see 2 extra HE rounds in his magazine. So presumably the other one was an armor piercing round, which is not really necessary for the Cobra because it's got very thin armor anyway. Well, thinnish armor on the sides, but on the front and the rear, well, the front of the vehicle, it's actually quite strong or strongish. He got 13 shots fired, 2 direct hits on the enemy, 15 splash. Unfortunately, one of those was the one that actually splashed the side of the Cobra just at the moment when he needed a direct hit. 2,803 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit. It was a penetrating shot. That was from the Cobra. And 8 enemy vehicles were damaged. None were killed, but he got 569 hit points, a stun assist off 14 stuns. And that's the reason it's only a 3rd class, because, of course, he was trying to get stunned, but I'm afraid his teammates weren't being very accommodating, and the enemy was trying to get rid of the stun as quickly as they could as soon as they were stunned. So that's why he missed out. On a free-to-play account, he actually made a loss of 12,562 credits from the game. And he also got a profit of 707 XP out of it as well. But sadly, yes, it ended up being a draw, which, as some people have actually said, it's like kissing your sister. It's not as good as doing it the real thing, so to speak. But then the thing is, everybody would have thought that he would go down to a Cobra, especially it's an auto loader. But it might be that the Cobra didn't have any ammo left, and that's why he actually couldn't go in and take out hossballs, even to try and make hossballs get a premature fire. It also could be that he was worried that if the GW Tiger had actually got a near miss on the Cobra, that would have been the end of him. So he was probably banking on the fact he couldn't get too close to the GW without actually getting hit. And his mistake was he should have gone back to the other side of the ridgeline and picked a different spot to pop up. And then he probably would have had a much more accurate shot on hossballs. Hossballs could have gone back to that little alcove that he was in before, next to the bunker, and hidden in there. And the only place that the guy could hit him was directly popping up in front of him, and that would have given him a clean shot at the Cobra. But he didn't do that. So in the end, actually, it was an option for him. He could have knocked the tree down to give him a position so he could actually cover, and the guy couldn't see him. But it wasn't an option in the end, so it didn't work out. But yeah, I think the Cobra misplayed this one. He could have got the win. He didn't. And hossballs got the draw by denying him the ability to make him think, to fake him into believing that he was still loaded and able to do a lot of damage at a near miss. I hope you enjoyed that replay. I know I've waffled on towards the end, but it's thinking about it tactically. You're trying to work out exactly why the Cobra failed to get the win there. He should have got the win. He should have popped up and got the kill, but he didn't. And hossballs denied him the Pools medal through skill and guile, I think, more than anything. That's what got him the draw. If you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.